con los rompes discoteca.
Tú quieres duro. 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 Hoy te demostramos que somos los nuevos jefes del underground. Quieres duro.
Dale tiro que y dale más duro.
It is high, it is far, it is God.
Los verdaderos. Vamos pa' la calle.
Mi gente, what's good? Welcome to the very first episode of Don Yankee con el Bori, Roberto Ruiz, a.k.a. Don Sicario, on NYY News. Let's go. Round of applause, folks. We finally up in here. Shout out to Felix from NYY News and the whole team for taking me in. Come vibe with the kid, folks. The off season, the dryness. We have some news coming out about Frankie Montas. We'll also discuss the WBC, World Baseball Classic, a big favorite for a lot of baseball fans. I, for one, love the WBC. We're going to get into that in a few. I want to discuss real quick the Frankie Montas news. Word is he might need surgery on his shoulder. And if he gets surgery, guess what, folks? He's out for the season. If this happens and Frankie Montas is out, this is going to look fans are going to rage because this is going to look so bad on Brian Cashman. And a lot of fans complained about it, but a lot of fans did want Frankie Montas on the Yankees. I was, sure, we can trade for him. We needed something. The Yankees needed to do something. So I get that. But with Frankie Montas out, our pitching depth is not that much. It's what? Domingo Germán, Clark Schmidt, JP Sears is on another team right now. Basically, we lost our pitching depth when we traded for Frankie Montas. Like, we still have some guys that could come up and kind of fill that role, but this looks very, very bad on Brian Cashman. I mean, if you plug this in with the Josh Donaldson and IKF deal, that's a few moves back to back that look very, very bad. Fans are not allowed to complain, remember? If we complain, we're bad fans. But this, I hope, for our sake, he doesn't need surgery, but it's looking that way. And if he does, Brian Cashman better figure something out before spring training to bring in another arm. Because sure, for some reason, Domingo Germán is just always there. Like, he's just prepped to fill in the role. Clark Schmidt could go in there and fill that same role, and Clark Schmidt is good. Domingo Germán is good, but if Montas is out for the entire season, Cashman better go out there and get a legit starter. You cannot start the season off that way. You cannot wait for the trade deadline to fill in that role. We want to win. We want to win the division. We want to win. The goal is the World Series. We got to bring up as many players as you can, add as many players as you can, get them ready for the season. Trade deadline comes, you re-up. Don't go into the season in complete hoping to re-up during the deadline. So, with that being said, we're going to keep a lookout and we're going to see what happens with the Frankie Montas news. Again, if he's out for the entire season, hey, not a good look. But anyways, let's get to the main topic. The WBC, folks. World Baseball Classic. My favorite time of the year. I love the WBC. I love seeing all these countries bring out their top dogs and compete with one another. And it's just great for baseball in general. This WBC is going to be one of the best WBC tournaments in a long time. I won't be discussing all the teams, but I will try to discuss as many as I can. So to start off, I want to talk about my home team, Team Puerto Rico, Team PR. Now, we don't have as many players as Team DR does, as Team USA, but so far we do have the usual suspects playing for Team Puerto Rico, the ones that have been there and they always go in and they show out and they give it all. So, as manager for Team Puerto Rico, we have Yari and Nene Yariel Molina as the manager this time. He was the heart and soul of that team. He was the catcher, but he's not going to be catching this time. He's going to be managing the team. We don't have a list name of coaches yet, but as time goes on, when we get some names and they start adding some players out, I'm going to be covering the WBC as best as I can. So the names of the players thus far: Jose Berrios, Edwin Diaz, Seth Lugo, Marcus Stroman. That's not a glitch. He's actually going to play for Team Puerto Rico this time. I'll discuss him a little bit later. But Marcus Stroman, Javier Baez, Carlos Correa, Francisco Lindor, Jose Miranda, Enrique, a.k.a. Quique Hernandez. Again, we don't have as many players, but we're just like our country. It's little, but we go big, and we go out there and we give it all we have. So that I know that's what these guys are going to do. They're going to go out there and they're going to give you a show. So let's move on to Team Dominican Republic. As the manager, Rodney Linares, and the players, and for Team DR as well, there's no coaches, just the manager. So as time goes on, we'll discuss that. Now, the players. Now get ready, folks. Get ready. These are some big names on this team. Here we go. Julio Rodriguez, Jose Ramirez, Juan Soto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Rafael Devers, Luis Castillo, Sandy Alcantara, Emmanuel Clase, Manny Machado, Jeremy Peña, Gary Sanchez, Framber Valdez, Christian Javier, Brian Abreu, Camilo Duval, Cesar Valdez, Diego Castillo, Felix Bautista, Freddy Peralta, Genesis Cabrera, Gregory Soto, Hector Neris, Joan Duran, Johnny Cueto, Jose Leclerc, Rafael Montero, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Wandy Peralta, Jimmy Garcia, Ahmed Rosario, Eloy Jimenez, Francisco Mejia, Fran Reyes, Gene Seguro, Jorge Polanco, Jose Siri, Ketel Marte, and Marcel Osuna. Wow. What a roster. Stacked, my friends. Stacked. I'm happy for Team Dominican Republic. I'm happy for all my Dominican brothers and sisters out there. This is going to be exciting. This is exciting for baseball. You guys have a great team. Now, not all of them are going to be able to play. Not all of them are going to get the opportunity to play because some of these players are going to be limited by their ball clubs. At the end of the day, they do have contracts with these MLB teams. We'll discuss that in a few, but what a team for Team Dominican Republic. They're gonna need a squad if they're gonna want to compete with the next team I'm gonna discuss, and that's Team USA. Team USA, the defending champions, they won it all last WBC against my team, Team Puerto Rico. So, manager for Team USA is going to be Mark DeRosa. Coaches, Jerry Manuel, Andy Pettit, Ken Griffey Jr., Lou Collier, Dino Evil, Ray Rahetti. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I butchered it. The players, Pete Alonso, Tim Anderson, Nolan Arenado, Daniel Bard, David Bednar, Mookie Betts, Nasty Nestor Cortez Jr., Paul Goldschmidt, Merrill Kelly, Clayton Kershaw, Nick Martinez, Miles Mikolas, Cedric Mullins, Adam Ottavino, Ryan Presley, JT Realmuto, Kyle Schwarber, Brady Singer, Will Smith, Trevor Story, Brady Singer, Will Smith, Trevor Story, Dylan Tate, Mike Trout the GOAT, Kyle Tucker, Trey Turner, Adam Wainwright, Logan Webb, Devin Williams, and Bobby Witt Jr. Wow. What a roster, folks. Listen, shout out to US. If you're rooting for Team USA, you gotta be excited right now. That's a roster, bro. That is wow. I mean, if you're gonna go out there and be defending champs, you're gonna need the best, you know? Team Dominican Republic is coming in guns hot. Team Japan, I'm not even gonna get into Team Japan's roster, but I mean, they got Shohei Ohtani in it. Shohei Ohtani is gonna be playing for Team Japan. Yu Darvish is gonna be up in there too. Like, Team Japan is gonna be another juggernaut of a team. So I think Team USA is gonna go in there. I think they're gonna be a juggernaut of a team, and I think they're the team to beat. Now, again, not all of these players are going to be able to play. They might not get permission from their ball clubs. And it's fine. You know, I understand how it works. I get it. But, which brings me to something I mentioned earlier. Like, there's a conspiracy going around about the major league clubs not letting certain players attend the WBC because they want to give Team USA an advantage. Man, I mean, gente. Stop. Deja el show. Come on. Take the tinfoil hat off, bro. Like my guy, I love wearing tinfoil hats. I love conspiracies, but this one right here is not it. For example, Luis Severino and Luis Castillo from the Mariners. There was word that Brian Cashman denied Luis Severino the opportunity to play for the WBC. Oh, they just want the US to win. Brian Cashman does not care about the WBC, folks. These MLB clubs do not care about the WBC the way we do. They don't care about that. Luis Severino, who has not been able to pitch full seasons in a while because of his shoulder injuries, they're not going to let him play in this tournament so he could just get injured and miss time in the season. We already have Frankie Montas going down. And I'm going to touch on the Frankie Montas after this, but again, like I said earlier, if he's out for the whole season, but anyways, we don't need Luis Severino getting hurt. Brian Cashman's actually doing Sevy a favor. He's actually protecting Sevy, and he's protecting his investment. Luis Severino, this is his contract year. He needs a full season and show out and show everyone his ace-like pitching that he's capable of doing. Severino, I know he hasn't been able to really show it, but Severino can be an ace. And if he has a full year where he's decent enough, he's going to get himself a multi-year contract. If he gets hurt, he's not going to be able to do that. So I understand where everybody's coming from. I get it. But you guys are seeing it. You got to take off those goggles. And you got to see it you got to put on Brian Cashman's and the rest of these GMs, put it through their eyes and look through their eyes. They don't want to take a chance. Look at Luis Castillo. The Mariners, they fought and battled the Astros really well last year. I mean, I think they did a better job than we did against the Astros. I seen fans on Twitter saying they're more scared of playing the Mariners than the Yankees. The Mariners came close. They have something going right now it's playing really well for them. You think they're going to sacrifice Luis Castillo, arguably their best pitcher? They're not thinking about the WBC. They're thinking about a World Series championship. So let's cut the narrative that oh, it's a conspiracy. They want to help. Stop. That's nonsense. I don't buy it. I, for one, am happy that Luis Severino's not going to participate. I love Sevy. I hope he has a monster year. Somebody's going to give him a multi-year deal. I don't think it's going to be the Yankees, but somebody's going to give it to him. So let's lay off the conspiracy theories and all of this. It is what it is. These general managers are not dumb. Anyways, moving on. The WBC, folks. I know the Yankees don't really have that many players involved. Aaron Judge. Why isn't Aaron Judge involved? Why isn't Stan, again, they're focused on other things. But we do have Nestor Cortez Jr., Cuban-born, playing for Team USA. If you got to see the articles and see the videos of Nestor Cortez explaining what his family went through to get into the USA, I love it. It's a great story. It's the American dream. And he's getting the opportunity right now to represent the United States. I understand. Yeah, I get, he's not going to play for Team Cuba. But it doesn't, you shouldn't bash him for that. There's a lot of Hispanics that come to the United States and they fight so hard to get there. And they're fighting so hard for the American dream, and when you're finally there, and then it's another battle when you're there, just trying to prove to people that you're American enough. You're American as well. So this is a perfect opportunity for Cortez to represent and show people what he's been fighting for to be in this country. I'm all for it. For example, Nolan Arenado, a fellow Puerto Rican, papi, he plays for Team USA, and I'm not offended by it at all. I get it. He grew up in the States. The way I see it is like this. These players that, of course, they're from other countries and choose to play for the United States, we have to see it as they're going in there to play for Team USA to represent for their people as well. The United States is a melting pot. There's so many colors in this country, so many cultures. So to see all of these players and compete and represent Team USA, it brings a smile to my face, and it should for the rest of you guys. It's a good thing for baseball, and it's a good thing for this country. They're representing for Hispanics. They're representing for all the other cultures and all the other countries that are everybody that's living in the U.S. This is good for baseball, folks. And I don't bash them. For example, when Marcus Stroman chose to play for Team USA instead of Team Puerto Rico, I wasn't upset by it. What I think a lot of us Puerto Ricans were upset about was the way he took to Twitter to bash the Puerto Rican fans. He was coming out of his face a lot. And if you guys know, Marcus Stroman, he likes to talk a lot, but he'll block you the minute you talk back. You can't bark at him. You can listen, but you can't bark back. But once he puts on that Puerto Rico jersey, I'm going to root for him. All of that nonsense that happened before is out the window. Marcus Stroman pulls up, Papi, what up? High five, whatever. We'll be in. Hopefully, I think he's gonna come humble this time. I don't think he's gonna cause havoc. He likes it when the lights are bright. So I don't think he had the opportunity to play for Team USA because that team is stacked already. But I think he saw a good opportunity with Team Puerto Rico to pitch. But anyways, I'm excited for the WBC, folks. If you're not familiar with this, if you've never seen the WBC, I promise you, watch the games this time around. You guys are going to love it. You're going to enjoy the crap out of it. It's exciting baseball. This is not your boomers baseball. This is not the vets playing. These players go out there and they show emotions. They're real theatrical with it. And I love that part about baseball. When they pimping home runs and they showing all these emotions, and you look at the crowd and you see the fans going wild, holding the flags up, You know, they got maracas, tambores, they got all of these instruments out there playing. You know, you love to see that. You love to see the fan, because that's what it's all about. It's about entertainment. You go out there, you see the fans having a ball. And let's not get it twisted. I know there's a lot of boomers that don't like when players show emotions. And they say, well, a lot of the players that show emotions are from the Hispanic countries and, like, you know, they're not from the US or whatnot. Let me tell you something. Let me break it down to you. Team USA, boomers look away because that team is going to be exciting to watch. They're going to be showing emotions. I promise you, if you watch the last WBC and you see the type of emotions these guys were bringing on that field, it was amazing. I love it. So if you're into that type of stuff, if you like to see the players out there having fun, I suggest you watch the WBC, and it's in March. I think it begins in March. I might be off, but I'm excited. Now, let's get into one last thing before I let you guys go. If we're going to talk about the New York Yankees and we're going to talk about the moves that they've made so far, whatever opportunity I have to talk about Cashman's flaws, I'm going to do it. I'm sorry. If there's some bochinche, I'm going to bring some bochinche. If Montas is out for the season, that's already going to be Montas, Donaldson, IKF, that are bad moves. Now, yeah, we sound like crybabies always crying about Brian Cashman. This guy has made bad moves. I hope this Montas move has the brass kind of like, well, we got to change some things up. Hopefully, he busts out some moves that are going to help this team out now, because we can't go into the season with some backup pitchers. Okay, I hope if Montas is out for the season, hopefully they bring in a certified starter, somebody that's been there, somebody that's gonna, you know, not just somebody that's gonna kill some innings. Because whether we like it or not, Frankie Montas would have been the perfect fifth starter. I know we traded for him like if he was a number 2, number 3 at the time, but in this rotation right now, a Frankie Montas as your fifth starter, that would have been perfect. But it is what it is. Next time I come back on, hopefully we have some better news. Hopefully we have some moves, which, again, I said before, I think the moves are going to come during the spring training time. But maybe Cashman tries to pull something out now with Frankie Montas maybe having season-ending surgery. So, again, this is Roberto Ruiz, a.k.a. Don Sicario. And this was the first episode of Don Yankee. Con el Bori, yo, from NYYNEWS. I hope you folks are excited as I am. And this is just the beginning. We're going to be cutting up and we're going to be chopping up and cooking these episodes. So stay tuned, folks, and hold it down.